Week 16 was an absolute blowout. I know it says it's a 20-point game, but it was much worse than that. They let off the throttle and were just coasting to try not to get injured and, just chill for the win as they really had no worries. Jadarius Lewis did not have his best game. Graves comes in. Wasn't perfect either, but he was definitely a lot better. And with all the negatives that came from that game, there was a massive positive that sort of came after the game in the scouting of that loss. And it's that Jadarius Lewis is releasing the ball a little slow. The elbow's a little high, and because of that, the motion itself is taking a little longer than it needs to be. And with that, and a little bit of help from Graves, ironically enough, the team player that he is, Jadarius Lewis's throwing mechanics might be a little different this week and going on forward. It could be bad. It could end up leading to more interceptions, more incompletions, because it's obviously a bit of a change for him. But at the same time, it feels like the release is going to get out a little bit quicker, which could, in theory, also negate some of those interceptions, those incompletions that have plagued us. Hopefully, he can get back on it, because if not, and Jadarius, and Graves has a really good performance, it could actually be Graves leading us into Week 18, not because of a seeding, but because he's the new starter. We'll obviously have to monitor all situations, but we're going to do whatever we can to give this team the best chance to win. And if that means benching the quarterback that sort of got us to this high win-loss ratio, so be it. The greater good is what matters. And we're hoping that this kind of off-season, or not off-season, and we're hoping that this sort of practice mechanic change is going to be the thing that takes him to the next level. Obviously, a vastly improved season this year. A little bit of a slide lately, can't lie. But with that mechanic change, there might be just enough of a change to limit those interceptions that have really plagued us and given our opposing teams chances to win. Looking at the offense, the morale boost of Jadarius Lewis is unbelievable. It's a plus 10 morale, 99 in every rating. Outside, of course, player action, all that stuff. But the accuracies, 99. Unbelievable. He should have no excuses to throw interceptions, have bad placement this game. And then we look at the defense, some morale boost here as well. Not quite as good as the quarterback position, but still unbelievable. The Caps, a 6-9 team who I feel is underperforming this year. I feel like in previous years they were better than this, but at the end of the day, Tyler Lockett, broken femur. Looks like they're probably out of the playoffs, meaning this could be a team that just doesn't have a whole lot of motivation. So we're hoping that this is like the perfect pick-me-up game heading on to Week 18 against the Riverhogs. But if we lose this one, even with a great player like Lamar Jackson, some other great players on this team, or we lose it by a lot, then there might be some cause for concern. Some options on offense or some weapons, but outside of Lamar Jackson, there's no one that's like superstar, no one on that offense that's like a top 5 player in the league. D-line's definitely a lot better. Looking at the linebackers, you have Tremaine Edmonds, who's pretty damn good. Who is the middle linebacker? He is really fast. He's not fat. Fitzsimmons. Cornerback 1 is amazing. Cornerback 2 is a very good man corner. And then cornerback 3 is barely still in the league. Cisco, amazing free safety. Taylor Rapp, a guy that we definitely need to try to exploit. Going into the weekly strategy, surprisingly enough, they struggle with the run game. Lamar Jackson should keep defenses guessing, and then if he obviously does scramble, that counts for rushing attack, but apparently not that great, so we're going to try to defend the pass. And as far as what they do on defense, well, apparently not much outside of takeaways. Rush yards, they're not the best. Pass yards, they're not the best. I think I don't agree with their run defense. I think their run defense is going to be better than their advertising here, so I'm going to say throw it medium on both sides. And we get ourselves on a really nice upgrade for Belzer. 3 to run block, 1 to strength, a little bit of finesse in there. I mean, his run block finesse is kind of his weakness, but that base upgrade to run block was unbelievable. He's actually looking all right. As far as our biggest upgrade, though, definitely Joe Morant. Ability slots, he's still missing 95. Is it deep threat that we want the most? Slot. Ooh, I think we're going to go deep threat. I think deep threat gives you the best ability slot at 95 overall, so that's what we're going to be trying to aim for. Ends up with 2 to deep route, 1 to medium, 1 to release, 1 to juke move, 1 to change direction. That's great. Medium is kind of his biggest issue right now. I know deep route is technically his lowest rating, but with that, I don't think deep routes, it's not really as technical as the short and medium stuff, so I'd rather have him be better at that kind of stuff than the actual deep route itself. So I really like the way he's being built right now, and he is one of the best wide receivers in the league. Here we are at prime time in the Cap Stadium. Look at the player spotlight. Is it going to be on our side of the ball? It is. Joe Morant. He's having an unbelievable season. Just under 1,400 yards with 10 touchdowns. 2 games left to play, so easily should be able to get over 1,500. Maybe 15 touchdowns if he has a really good set of weeks here, but not 100% sure where we stand win-loss-wise for the number 1 seed. I just know that we would at minimum have to win this game to have a chance at it. So there's really no point in looking at, the nuances of, well, if this team wins this game, those 2 lose that one. It's a tie here. How many points are scored here? We have to at least win this, and that's all I need to look forward to is just winning this game, and then we'll see where we're at. Can we change our seeding? Can we not? Week 18 benchings. That's really where we're at. Jadarius Lewis obviously benched pretty early on. Last week was not a great performance at all, and really would like to put it behind him, I would imagine. So hopefully we can get off to a pretty good start. Going to try to get the short pass game going a little bit, leading into that medium pass game. And I honestly, once again, like last week, don't know if the run game is going to be much of a use, but we'll give it a go, obviously. It's a decent-looking front, especially with Jeffrey Simmons across that defensive line. Linebackers, not the best. I know Tremaine Edmonds is pretty damn good, but the rest of the linebackers, not the best. It's going to be a tough one. I think short and medium range is where we're going to be looking. Look at the numbers. Wow, what has happened? Is Lamar Jackson injured? He must have gotten injured. We got the mid-blitz early on, trying to cause some pressures. Last week, we really didn't have a stop of anything, but if we can get some early pressure and maybe cause some issues. Nice hit by Wilson, who missed a blatant tackle. Easy tackle. The guy was basically suspended midair, stuck on the trajectory, and he just misses them, but at least he made that tackle. Yeah, trying to apply some pressure early, as we really didn't stop a whole lot of anything. And over the middle, I mean, it's kind of our job, but at the same time, running back was getting open underneath, and that's the quickest, easiest throw to hit. Safe to say Lamar Jackson not having a whole lot of troubles early on trying to pass this ball around. And it's going to be a run, which we do not get the edge of. Wilson does a decent job, but he's still going to find a way to gain 3. He being Mitchell, not a great last week, but I have a feeling might be a different story this one. Got Riley going against their slot wide receiver. Can't get off the line, and there goes Lamar Jackson. What a hit by Cam Jones. It's going to be a 3-yard gain, but a big hit. A little bit of man coverage, some press man coverage. Try to swat, couldn't, and Jones gets beat. Try to strip it because I figured we had the help, and they get knocked down, or knocked out at least today. There was no one knocked down but our players. Lamar Jackson having, once again, no troubles seeing the field and having the time to deliver. And we're on that. That'll be a huge hit off the edge by Cordell Jackson. Lamar Jackson looking to potentially scramble, try to find something, extend the play, and just ran right into a wall. We're not a great man coverage team, but we definitely do cover longer in man coverage, and that's what we need, just by enough time for this D-line to work. And we do get a nice push, and we miss the tackle, but that's all right. He only gains 2. And this could be a rough one because we could be giving up containment, but we're coming with the blitz. Back of the end zone. That's, I mean, an overthrow, but really good coverage anyways, and that will be a bend-don't-break field goal force situation. The field goal, unsurprisingly, is hit, and it will lead to the first points of the game and a kick downfield to Calvin Austin. Really haven't had much on the special teams this year, and that was actually one of the best plays we've had all year, which is definitely saying something, as it was a straight line run down the sideline for a return to the 32. Jadarius Lewis, speaking of returning to the field. Once again, benched early last week. Great numbers, just a little bit of a slide. Jadarius has been great this season specifically, but at the end of the day, he is still on a rookie contract, and we are entitled to do what we think is the best for the team. It's a pretty good throw, and unfortunate incomplete pass, though, as Kuntz cannot corral it. Got Wise on the outside. I don't know where the hell... all right. I mean, Morant's kind of open. That ball gets a little underthrown, and that's just a really good play by McDuffie. Yeah, I don't know where Romeo Doubs is. Off to a pretty bad start already. Obviously, we're throwing the ball 3 times in a row, but drop passes is kind of the main issue with this. And I panicked a little bit here, I can't lie. And, of course, it's just going to flip right up to McDuffie. I mean, he could not have made that an easier interception. That is unfortunate. Interception for the Caps. I seen that we had Morant on that curl route. Didn't know if I could trust the throw. And then I think Romeo Doubs got open down the sideline, but I don't know if we had the time to throw it. Oh, come on, get vertical. And we're not going to bring him down. We needed to have like almost perfect throw, and the pressure was getting there. The throw was debatably even affected by the pressure. But, yeah, not a good decision. And we're not going to get any push at all. They're going to easily gain 7. I mean, that's just pathetic. We bring coverage. We have no coverage. We bring run support. We have no run defense. This defense is really, if anyone's regressed hard. And even those plays, I mean, those used to be interceptions for us. And now they're, possession catches for the first down. We just seem slower as a team this year, and that's obviously affecting our ability to get off the field, it feels. Cam Jones trying to cover that. Nice hit by Riley, but it's still 5 yards. Trying to dial up a little bit of a blitz. Not going to get there in time, though. Only hope is really just you press man and hope the press stops them, slows them down a little bit, and then you get that pick. And we're not going to get that, especially with guys just like focus. I get it's man coverage, but you're focusing on your own guy who is clearly running like a bait route. Like, it's clearly a bait route they're not going to ever get thrown to, and if they do, it's not going to be for much. And ironically enough, talking about bait routes, that would have been potentially considered a bait, but if I leave to go to him, the other guy's open anyways, and long story short, our defense sucks. We got to do better. And it starts on offense, being able to sustain drives, keep the defense guessing, and score some damn points as Rodriguez turns an okay set of blocks into 8. There was enough blocks there to be able to establish something, right? Morant one-on-one. And Romeo Dobbs, that is a terrible throw. Maybe for the good, safety was on that, but over 4-1 interception so far for Jadarius is not a good look. It can be whoever's fault it wants to be. It's not a good look. Quick throw outside. Bellinger holds on. We get a first down. Massive. Brings the players up. Not Jadarius. Rodriguez could be pretty open. It's going to be Kuntz, actually. And Kuntz holds on to a tough one. Finally. I don't think we're going to have enough time to throw this. This clock is dripping away. Second quarter, down 10. But we do get ball at half. Yards aren't really looking too favorable for us. I do like this play action, but they have, one of their best rushers off that edge that we kind of need to step into. And it's a little under. How is Morant catching that? It's a little underthrown, but obviously the route, it's kind of in that spot. It's not really easy to throw into that or beyond that. Don't know how Morant's not catching that, though, at the same time. And we need that catch. And there goes Bellinger. Bellinger, really the best offensive threat right now, it seems. Back to the stretch looks. Kind of seems like they're lined up a little bit more on the other side, if anything. They do shift over pretty nicely, though. We will show off some speed, and I thought that juke move was perfectly timed. Jermaine Edmonds with just enough change of direction. Looking at the double drags, we are back in the, non-fully we're screwed, momentum as Palmer gets about 11. Might have that inside route a little bit cleaner, but first down's a first down. Inside move. Nice little inside zone. Hopefully they're not ready for it. And, they weren't really, but our left guard decided to just completely ignore their main threat. Very disappointing stuff, to say the least. And once again, we're back in this crap where it's really hard to see what we're doing. We're going to take Morant underneath. Oh, what a move! Broke several sets of ankles, setting up a much easier third down. Kind of want a quick throw, but I believe in Rodriguez. I believe in him to get just enough. And like I said, just enough. Double stacked on Morant. Palmer's looking pretty good here. I had Morant. And it's a late throw, and it's going to be picked off. Just not the quarterback's fault. Late throw. Jermaine Edmonds made a play. Another interception on the season. It's been a brutal couple of weeks. I got to admit. It just seems tougher. There you go. We stopped a pass. Before that, it was just bad throws that were incompletions. But even then, it wasn't even like a deflection. It was we hit him just enough time. And we're out there. 6-yard gainer. 3rd and 4. We really need to get off the field here if we can. Keeping contained. Can we find a location to rush the quarterback? And he's ready for it. These little sit-down, short-down routes, we're pressing, we're playing underneath, and our guys are still just getting beat on the stop. They stop, our guys keep running. I don't know what to tell you. Reps on the line of scrimmage on a blitz. And Gleason might not get him, but he slowed him down a lot. They're still going to gain 8 on 2 basically broken tackles. A juke move that ankled Riley, and then Gleason getting slipped through, mainly because there was a blocker on him. But, man, it's been really frustrating to play defense. We can't even take the layups. The layups are there, and we just can't finish the tackle. I mean, even there. You know, if we didn't get the help from Gleason, he would have broke off Riley again. And really, I mean, once again, bringing the crazy blitz has been our only real chance. And that could be picked, and it will be. Wilson. The timing, I think the blitz caused him to throw it earlier than he would have liked. Wilson returning to the 31-yard line. Not the only guy throwing picks, and less of a reason to. Let's be real. The coverage Lamar Jackson has dealt with is not even on the same wavelength of difficulty. Bellinger in behind is going to, I can't tell, drop it or almost get picked off. But what I can tell you is we do not look good on offense still. Palmer can't even get the throw off. We've got 2 blockers there. We have the left tackle, we have the running back, and neither blocked this guy coming off free. This is just a complete failure. They do bring 5, but Rodriguez just doesn't see it. Potentially a touchdown, just thrown out. Are we even going to move the ball a singular yard? And we do kind of move the DBs with the eyes and the footwork. Just enough for Romeo Doubs to get behind the flat coverage. Once again, maybe a little too conservative on both sides of the ball. Coming with a 5-wide look here. Let's see what we got. And that should be a touchdown. It's a really good throw. Great recovery by Xavier Howard, but the throw is so good that Morant can get the touchdown and finally put points on the board for this Bisons team. That's a nice throw. That is a dot. Or a dime, if you will, so it wasn't really like a bullet. It's now the 2-minute warning. 2 yards gained. It'd be really nice to, hold them to no yards here. Oh, we almost got the free rush. And then once again, it's just like a foolproof situation. It's going to be a 3rd and 2. 2 players are on the guy, and they can't bring him down. I just don't know how this keeps happening. Why are we missing so many tackles? We're missing, literally every time. It takes 2 tacklers, and that's going to be a penalty. And it's a good hit. It's going to be 6 or 7 yards anyway, so you debate maybe the penalty's better because it resets the down. They get the 5 yards, but the clock is, ticking. It's a reset it down instead of a 2nd and 4, which is so manageable for them specifically. And inside, he's wide open. It's a terrible throw, but it's going to be catchable. And right now, linebackers are just doing nothing. They're just letting things whip right by them. Their linebackers have been unbelievable. Our linebackers can't stop a thing. Can get off the line. And that could be picked. Swatted. Holds on anyways. And there goes Cordell Jackson injured on top of it. We went for the swat, and he doesn't care. Cordell Jackson is injured as well. Is this the reckoning? Is this going to be where Khalil Mack comes in and never lets the job go? Taylor punches Goddard in the mouth here. Boom! And he still holds on. Oh, we kind of got quick hiked. I was not ready for this. And just another weird angle where it doesn't really seem to affect him. Broken ribs. All right, Khalil Mack is edge 1 for the foreseeable future. Let's see the vet do something for us. Let's see him get in there, make a play. Gonna make a play, and Goddard once again breaking every single tackle. Was there a scenario that I wasn't, told about? Laid off the line again, and that's a perfect throw, but drop. How does he drop that? He's caught every single contested catch ever, breaks every single tackle possible, but drops the wide open one. I don't know what to tell you. And that's going to be dropped by Taylor now. That side of the field has just been unbelievable, dropping everything. Could be a run, just try to get that clock moving and get the field goal. No, it's going to be out there. And, we're not there in time, but either is the throw, and that will be a 4th and goal from the 9. Barring a reversal. Thankfully, Goddard did have his foot very much so out of play, and it will lead to a field goal. And Morant's open on a screen pass. I get its back foot, but you can't really expect to step directly into a screen pass and throw it down the field. So I just need that throw to be better, simply put, but it wasn't. Trying to make something happen before half here. And hopefully that something isn't Oh my God, we get hit as we're throwing. Kind of our fault for stepping into the pocket like that. But hopefully that isn't a turnover. I mean, they only got one timeout. Why the hell would I run it just to like waste that timeout? And might as well try to throw it again. And that's just really not a good decision. Almost caught by Romeo, though. We can't get away with the Lamar Jackson throw, I'll tell you that much. And of course, they find themselves in a field goal range. Because why wouldn't they? And they're telling me to, like, to prevent like the fake or something. I'd rather try to go for the block and maybe score. See what we got. See if we can get through here. We can't, and the kick is no good anyway, so a 13-7 lackluster first half, but I will say the defense has done just enough to not only take the ball away, but also limit touchdowns. As if this was 21-7, it would feel almost like last week again, you know, where we won't have enough time to come back, but we definitely do. We absolutely do, and we just got to get back to the ground game. That's the big thing. Get back to the ground game because the pass game is not much better. Calvin Austin on the return. We barely pick up the block. Oh, Calvin Austin had a chance despite half of the players standing around doing nothing. Better returns this game than any other game combined, but still no touchdown. We focused on the run to the outside, and we focused on the other side of the ball, short pass. That's really where we've been eaten up, and there goes the ground. Morant doing just enough to set him free for 11. Stretch play again. Talking about those outside runs, and Palmer takes the distance. Doesn't hold the block enough, but there was a safety ready to go anyways, so that's fine. To the 36. Decent little start on the ground, although they do look like they're ready to maybe slow that down. We'll go with the play action, kind of the play that failed us before, but to the actual right side. It's a late throw, as I really was thinking Kuntz would have been more open. Wasn't. Obviously threw it down a little bit. Do we really trust the run here? It's kind of like off tackle. Oh my God, that's a big fella. We gained 3. Tremaine Edmonds is huge. I mean, if you don't turn the ball over, you're scoring here, so there's something to be proud of. Please catch this. Yes, Rodriguez. Be him. Be great. Good play to the 13. Huge conversion. I mean, hell, if I was the other team, I'd be thinking about letting him go on a lot of those plays too. If I had to make a decision, obviously I'm leaving him be. Please hit that throw. That's good enough. Bellinger with a stiff arm, try to take it the distance, gains 5. Last screen pass we went with, we actually kind of want that quick throw because they're blitzing, but we actually threw a streak instead, and there's nobody out there. That is a touchdown for Rodriguez to likely take the lead. What a weird game where it just feels like we have had nothing on offense, and we were getting beat down the field so easily. Yet here we are with likely the lead. Just need the defense to make another stop of some sort, whether it be a turnover force, whatever. And I thought it was a play action. It was a good fake out, but not really because it was actually a handoff. 2 yards lost, though. Ronnie Shelton doing push-ups. Doing push-ups in front of the injured player, by the way. Don't mind him. He don't care. We are not really lined up at all well. Oh, that's a free rush. Gleason, they're going to throw to the fullback, which is where we were supposed to be. Just kind of got caught up with all this like shifting and nobody lining up. But his own coverage is going to be dropping Mack into coverage. He's made a couple pass coverage plays in his time. And wide open inside. We missed that terribly. Thankfully, Wilson doesn't. To the 46, first down. Our zone coverage is just butter, though. We're just going to be running man coverage for the rest of the game. There's just no point. And, wow, talking about butter, our run defense. Let's get a free rush if we can. And, once again, another catch while being hit. Not really much you can do, I mean, especially with a guy like Thornton who really doesn't have that kind of athletic or catching ability, but somehow today does. Something going on around here. We are not really prepared for this situation. See if Mack wants to make a play for us. So annoying that, like, you're trying to, like, run as the snap, and they're like, hey, do you want to shift last second of the defensive line? It's like, no, I don't. Bull rush. Oh, that can be picked, and it is! Riley. Nobody wants to pick up Thornton, though. Their fastest player on the field at any given moment. Maybe Lamar. It's kind of close. But Darren Riley, of all the players to catch a pick, it's the linebacker. Taylor dropped it earlier, which was even easier than that. But Darren Riley comes up big, forcing another takeaway on Lamar Jackson. He did not expect that coverage, and that speed from Riley is unbelievable. I was going to go back to the ground game, but they are pretty ready for it. If I had like a stretch to the right, maybe. Nobody's on Morant. He was just breaking ankles and running past everybody. And even though they do have a lot of players up, it seems like, they're not really ready for the run, especially bouncing this outside. And they actually were much more ready than I thought. Their guys converged to that ball unbelievably fast. Kuntz looks so damn free. It's unbelievable. Let's see. He is very free. Little overthrown, but it's going to be out there. Kuntz is going to catch it in stride and carry that ball to the 42-yard line. Beautiful pre-snap read. Great route, great throw. Everything's perfect. Want to run it, but we're kind of like looking at the wrong location here. I mean, why not if it's a perfect throw? Which it is, and Morant beats McDuffie cleanly, finally. And we'll extend this lead a little bit. 8-point lead. The offense definitely picked it up a little bit as we slowed down the game and played to our strengths, not just... Oh, my God, the hit from Riley. A little bit of help from Kai Gary as well, who's hyped up. Look at how hyped he is. Just not being forced to throw the ball. We were never really forced to. We just started to. Score was never out of hand at all. I mean, 10-0 is a little iffy, but even then, with multiple possessions coming your way guaranteed, you're well within. See if we can get some push. Try to swat at the timing wasn't right. Good tackle, though. Speared him, really. I don't know how that was a 4-yard gain. It felt like he lost. Either way, at the start of the fourth quarter, they're down 8. 3rd and 6. Definitely turned the tides quite a bit. From the 29-yard line, bringing the blitz. We're believing. No free rush, but it's enough to pressure him into a spin out. And Ronnie Shelton's going to finish it with a sack. Huge opportunity for the offense to put this game away on this drive with the defense putting up another stop. Maybe Banaconda doesn't even want the offense to put the nail in the coffin. He wants to do it himself. Not a bad little move either to the 36. They got a lot of linebackers up, but I still believe. I still believe in our blockers. And try to bounce it. Gain about 4. Just need a couple of first downs. Get ourselves in field goal range and potentially win the game that way. Bellinger seals the block. We should get a first down. Oh, he did more than seal it. Want to beat? Can't, but kind of does. Pushes forward enough. Great effort, first down. Going to put a little bit of power in the backfield. As we get some nice blocks, Griffin carries forward to the 41-yard line, gaining 13. Back to the RPO look. They do have like their best guy on the case, but you never know when he might blow the assignment. Doesn't. Griffin gets some pretty good blocks, and he's got enough speed to get out there. Gets a block from Bellinger. Down the sideline. Didn't even think they were going to give us that much room. Could have maybe even ran it in. They kind of pulled back. It is just crazy to me, though. Oh, do we risk it? I mean, he's pretty damn open, no? And Romeo Dobbs, touchdown. I believe that Petrie, Cisco is really good in fairness, could get over the middle in time, but stared down that out just a little bit too much, and Romeo Dobbs just comes out of nowhere to score a touchdown that might seal the game. And with a 15-point deficit and about 4 minutes left to go, the Caps find themselves at the 5-yard line with a fresh set of downs. And finish that. It's good enough, kind of, to the 1 now. Obviously, denying the score in general would be great, but the longer it takes, the better off. Gonna run commit, see if we can get in there. Trying to get out there with a safety. Can. That's perfect blocking. That is damn perfect blocking. With 3:39 left in the fourth, down 8, they're going to kick it deep, assuming they can get a stop, which, I mean, to be fair, they've gotten multiple on us so far. Do they expect the play action? Got a lot of players up. The deep look does kind of look open, and it's not going to be when we don't get the blocks. Once again, not a perfect game from Jadarius at all, but ended up with a much better game than it started. And we kind of juked left because it felt like, he's giving us inside lane because he was expecting us to go that way. I always try to go against the expected, if you will. Tight end wide open. Kuntz gets around the defense. Goes out of bounds, but to the 45-yard line. That is a great play. We're not really in the business of just getting enough yards and time to clock the game. We're in the business of trying to get the scores to end the game. As Rodriguez gains 2 to waste some more time. You can make all your arguments about maybe we should not have went out of bounds, but as many yards as possible with the blocks that we just got as well is what we're looking for. And thankfully, we do stop in time to stay in bounds that time. The second half offense was on fire. Barring the turnover, we look like we're in control to win this game. To the left side. And he's going to break a tackle, but I don't even know if he doesn't stay in the zone from that. That seems a bit harsh. I'm actually going to go to the play action here. It's a little early. Nah, I think you play the numbers. The numbers tell me as long as we don't lose a bunch of yards. Ooh, that's a great way to lose a bunch of yards. We should be able to hit a field goal and win the game. Really wish we could run this to the right because this blitz is coming from that left. And we knew it. We got blasted there. Probably should have called a timeout and redid the play because, once again, we're losing yards when we need to gain them to make the field goal a little easier. Let's go right just to make the field goal a little bit better lined up. And yeah, we are not helping our kicker here, but it's Chad Ryland. You feel pretty good about his chances anytime he's lining up. And it looks pretty good to me. That looks to be the game winner. Let's see if they got a miracle in them. And they do get in field goal range. They are going to be kicking the field goal from 35 yards out. If we get the block, obviously game's over. And we ice them the very last potential moment. Is it going to be an ice moment? Of course it's not, because this isn't a big moment in the game. Clearly not. But if they don't hit it, it's over. And obviously they do need the onside kick regardless. And this kicker barely makes it. And now Ronnie Shelton's injured. Sweet. All right, let's go. Base onside. It's Jalen Hyatt is our main man on the case. And it's going to be recovered by the backup safety Parks, who fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by the Caps. Did Parks just make the ultimate rookie error, giving the Caps a chance? This might be reviewed, but let's see. It's going to go to the booth. Let's see. They got to make sure. It was a long process, but was he ever down? And he was down. He looked like he was on maybe a body, but no. Parks was down. Are the refs going to see it the way we do? I imagine they will, but you just never know. A little bit of drama in this one. And that ball does look like it will be reversed. Broken ribs as well for Shelton this time. But ultimately, we will hold on to a 31-23 bounce-back victory over the Caps. 31-23 over the Caps is the victory that we have just received as the Bisons. Also received a couple of injuries, unfortunately, though. Lamar Jackson, he looked unbelievable in that game and then just had a couple of mistakes. I don't know if he was injured early in the year, but his numbers really don't look that great this year. Of course, Jadarius Lewis, technically a bounce back, but still more needs to be seen. I don't know if we win many playoff games, if any. If we continue to play the way we have played. Once again, an improvement, but that's not really saying much considering how bad of a game we had last week. And here we are with those two new injuries as we head on to the final week. 4 and 5 weeks. Could not have been any worse. Obviously, it's going to be 3 and 4 weeks. And then for the actual playoffs, 2 and then 3 weeks. But that's still, once again, going to require us to win some playoff games to return to full strength. I don't know how this keeps happening to us, but maybe there's something to be said about potentially benching some players here in this next week. Are we secured? We are not. But if the Condors lose, we are. So we'll see what happens there. If they lose, maybe we can save some players with some health here. We've got our upgrade points. Ronnie Shelton, who we might not see for the rest of this entire season due to injury, gets a power rusher upgrade, which puts 3 to tackle onto his rating list. He's a really good player, but obviously we won't see much of him anytime soon. And Romeo Dobbs, it's release that he kind of needs. Short, medium route. Slot's kind of been doing us well with the short and medium, so we're going to go slot. Give us something good. 2 to catching, 1 to short. And I mean, I'll take the short route, but yeah, catching's not that big of an issue for us. As we head on to Week 18 against the Riverhogs on the road again. Could be a Graves game. We'll see. I kind of hope it is, because the injuries are starting to pile up here, and we would be... Oh, that's not our conference, though. That is not our conference, but the Condors win, meaning we do absolutely have to win this game. They might have some... I don't know the tiebreakers, and even if we look into it, it could go wrong. Speaking from a non-realism point, it could go wrong. I've seen it where you're supposed to get the playoff spot, you're supposed to get the seeding because of the tiebreakers, but it just doesn't factor them in, and I'm not taking that risk. So unfortunately, we will have to start our guys for another week. Looking at the players of the week, Jordan Love, Ed Oliver, and then on the other side, Mac Jones and Christian Gonzalez. Injuries, we obviously know 3 and 4, but looking at the River Hogs, they have none. Must be nice. To be fair, we've actually been injured quite a bit. I mean, we haven't had any, like, workable injuries. We've been able to, it's not like we've lost a quarterback or, we've lost, we actually have lost a lot. There's not really much to say. We've lost a lot. It's usually pretty big too, like 5 to 7 weeks at a time. But Bryce Young is the quarterback for the Riverhawks. Throw power is not the best, but his accuracies are better. Josh Jacobs, very good running back, one with really the ability to do everything but spin move. I mean, even has a little bit of catching, decently fast. Wide receiver, Mike Williams and Juju Smith-Schuster. Not a whole lot of speed at this wide receiver spot. Shaheed's got some speed, but the rest pretty damn slow. Even the tight end, Dalton Schultz, just a lot of possession on this team. Left tackle's amazing. Left guard's decent. Center's pretty good. Right guard's decent. Right tackle's amazing. Left end's alright. Right end's pretty good. DTs are decent. Left out's alright. Middle linebacker's got some speed. Right out's got, some speed, but he's also a pass rusher. Not really sure what kind of scheme they're running. Looks like a 3-4. Corners are actually pretty damn good. Free safety's really good, but not a really great coverage guy. And then Fuller, who's not the fastest, is tall with some decent zone. We have an unstoppable force, which we'll take a look at. But as far as what they do well, apparently a lot. I would definitely say running the ball is going to be what they're going to do. And then for us, I say throw it short is going to be our focus, at least early on. Unstoppable force. They seem to be doing pretty well. Your task with facing the Riverhogs and their high-powered offense this week. Where does stopping them start? I mean, I think forcing turnovers. We've been a team that is bend, don't break. A lot of the don't break comes from taking the ball away. And, it obviously gives your offense a pretty big advantage when you're usually leading the turnover percentage. We only have to force 2+ turnovers, which I know isn't easy. You have to actually, get the ball. You can't just, pop the, ball loose. You have to recover it. But that's doable. Definitely doable in my opinion. Any upgrades? Got to assume a few. And, actually a few pretty big ones. As Jadarius Lewis. Normally we go last with him. I think we might actually go first with him right now. Deep accuracy's pretty decent. So it's medium is really what he's missing. I'm going to keep going strong arm. You get deep accuracy, you get medium accuracy, and maybe you get a throw power. Which you don't in this case. You get a deep accuracy. Okay, maybe we want to go field general. We got Antonio Johnson, who obviously is the starter. Going to go with zone coverage. It says he's hybrid main, but, we obviously upgrade that zone every time. 2 to zone, which puts him at E79 rating. 79 zone, 80 man coverage. He's, actually a pretty damn balanced player. And then speaking of balance, not really a whole lot of balance here at corner. We'll go 1 zone. You know what? Actually, we'll go slot. The zone coverage isn't too bad, and, if he gets 1 to each on this side, which he doesn't, but it's an amazing upgrade anyways. 2 to press, 2 to man coverage. It would have been a decent little upgrade. And then obviously with Cody Carr, the rest don't really matter too much. They matter, but it doesn't matter to see them. It's like, +1 to pass block finesse, +1 to strength. It's like that doesn't really move the needle too much. Whereas if Trey Palmer got a speed upgrade or 2, that would be insane. But nice little upgrade there. And we'll do these. Cody Carr actually has 2 upgrades. That's kind of crazy. Let's go finesse both of them. And I will say it was kind of significant. Got a bunch of different upgrade points. What's the abilities? Anything new? It's 85. The finesse is still, it's a little bit of a work in progress. Here we are for the final game of the regular season. Tie or win, and we are in the number 1 seed without a doubt. As far as milestones go, potential dev-ups go, doesn't look like we can really attain any too well. I think Kuntz gets 1 touchdown, he gets double digits, but there's no one that's close to 1,000 yards, no one that's close to 10 touchdowns other than Kuntz. Rushing, we're already at 1,200 yards with 12, 13 touchdowns. Passing, I suppose we get 2 passing touchdowns, we get 45. It's nothing really crazy. I guess Gleason gets 1.5 sacks, we get to 10, but there's not really any blatantly easy to get obvious ones, so I'm not going to really focus too much on that and just focus on winning the game and getting that first round bye. And here comes the kickoff. They got a little bit of white on their shoulder pad range, the high shoulder pad area. Shouldn't be too much of a problem as we're wearing all white. They're wearing pretty much all dark blue-ish. Got 2 different shades of blue there. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest, but let's take a look at Bryce Young's numbers. 29 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, about 4,000 yards. Actually pretty good. You know, we've seen some really lackluster numbers from Lamar Jackson, and Lamar is supposed to be, you know, this greater player than him, but I would definitely prefer Bryce's numbers, without a doubt. As far as the D-line goes, obviously, Quincy is back in the starting lineup, and then obviously Mac, just like he had to step in last week, is back in the starting lineup, and we're a little late. Maybe we could have got it picked. I didn't know, so I went for the swat. Maybe I should have went for the pick there, though. I honestly didn't think we were going to have a chance at that ball, and it just, you know, it just took a little longer to get down than I thought it was going to. We were a little late, and the pressure is there, and they're not going to get the little jump off, and Cam Jones forces the issue. Now 3rd and 10. Got a little bit of coverage, hoping this base can get there. We're really hoping the interior does it, because, oh, that can be picked. It is! Nick Jones with an interception. Going to be 1 of 2 on that unstoppable force scenario. And it really feels like a lot of plays have gone on in their drive, and it's only 10 seconds in. It's pretty big early turnover, putting him in double-digit range now, Bryce Young, that is. And it will be a takeaway in great field position. Here comes Jadarius Lewis. Despite a bit of a slide in the last couple of weeks, still in an unbelievable season statistically. 43 touchdowns, 17 picks, 4,500 yards. Yeah, the picks are starting to get up there a little bit, but still, the gunslinger game is working out. I just hope we haven't done too bad to lose a dev up. That's really what I don't want to lose. And, I mean, we're kind of selling here. I don't know why Kuntz is coming back to the ball, but he will catch it. I see the way they were, you know, kind of playing that ball. We should have had a comeback look. And waiting out because we had the blocks for once actually pays off all the way to the 5. Most of our games, we don't come close to that, let's be real. But we had time there, and it paid off being patient. Oh, no. Bellinger missed a touchdown ceiling block. Got some weird, like, stacking-looking play here. And about to throw it, can't get it off, and we're going to take the sack. No one really open. Kind of falling apart here at the worst time and the worst part of the field. Can we get Kuntz on the other side of the field? Probably not, right? Oh, we can. How far, though? Yeah, I kind of felt that was going to be the case. Well, let's see what we got. And in behind the defense, sort of. Behind the linebackers, at least. Morant catches it to the 4. It gives you an option, but I think it's still going to be a field goal. Got a little, you know, high up there because, you know, it looked like it was going to be picked. We end up kicking the field goal, which will be up and good. Turnover turned into points. That's all you could really ask for. 7-yard gain on the ground. Obviously, Josh Jacobs is a really good running back, so don't want to forget about him. They did on the first drive. Oh, there's some good blocks. Huge hit by Kai Gary, blasting his ankles. Kai Gary, you know, kind of thrust into that. He was already a starter, but you know what I mean, the leadership starter role at DT. He's been pretty damn good this season, all things considered, and can't get over there. It's a pretty good try, but not a great finish, as Juju Smith-Schuster is going to get this thing all the way down to the 29-yard line, but also get injured in the process. And he looks like he's going back to the locker room, which is usually not a good sign. Something definitely doesn't feel right there. And is that a linebacker going into wide receiver? Don't know how I feel about that. And we get bumped. I mean, you can almost argue it was a penalty on us. Wow, Johnson got very physical there. To the 11. Gotta love when you run into people from the 11-yard line. And we're out there. Really good teamwork. Obviously, he gains 3, but it could have been a touchdown easily. Empty, and you know what? I feel like the blitz is still worth bringing even when we're, you know, we're going 0. And wow, Cam Jones is burned by a really slow tight end who isn't that great at route running. Let me tell you that much. Cam Jones has got beat straight up. Calvin Austin actually had a pretty good week last week. Let's see if he can tap into that and maybe finish one. And he looks pretty good again to the 31-yard line. Doesn't matter what kind of wrinkle playbook situation we got going on. We always have that play action. And it's always our favorite and best play action play as Joe Morant takes that to the 46. Easy. Weirdly enough, they actually challenge us. I kind of seem like he almost shimmied. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's debatably 4. Not sure what they see. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about, but it's going to lead to them losing one of their challenges. And you know what? Romeo's pretty open too. And he holds on down to the 1. Morant was pretty open too, but I felt like he had a little bit more safety help. And of course, Romeo Doubs was out the gate a little quicker, meaning that the safety was going to have to cover deeper. And I just didn't think he was there. And it was an unbelievable catch with Patrick Surtain, of all people, on him. And, yeah, I mean, the safety was kind of really just in no man's land in general. But Romeo Doubs gets the catch on a very good corner and almost debatably gets the touchdown. And unfortunately, Romeo Doubs, with all those injuries, will not get to 1,000 yards, or likely I could not pass it off, but we'll score a touchdown anyways, or 10 touchdowns. Which obviously means another star dev season for him, which is just disappointing. Oh, we overran it, and there goes Jacobs. A little bit of help from his guard, gaining 5. Riley is blitzing, so we can kind of free range with this. And, oh, I thought we got off the block, and terrible throw. Moss was beat. Simmons kind of had him beat. Not even one of their starters, even without the injury, or with the injury. Oh, that's an unbelievable throw. Great route. Great throw, great conversion. That throw is just unbelievable. That was, I mean, there's really not much you can do as a DB, especially with how long it took for that ball to get going anyways. And Cam Jones should help, doesn't need to. Nick Jones. Only a yard. I felt like they gained at least 3. From the 49-yard line, we got a blitz. It's a free rush, and we're too shallow, but Taylor's all over that. Ball's not great, but in general, the coverage is good enough. We are getting away with blitzing Bryce Young more than we would get away with blitzing really anyone, so we keep on going to it until it really becomes like a problem. Deep over the middle, that could be picked off, and it will be! Riley back-to-back picks, in back-to-back games at least. And that will be a takeaway. That'll be our 2+ turnovers that we said we were going to force this game. Really wish we got some blocks, maybe return that, you never know, but either way, really good job athletically, just, I mean, perfect. He had all time to throw, and he still just forced it in there. Do got to say, though, the man's got some hands. I mean, he's catching the ball consistently. Got the double move. I don't know if I like it. It's a tough catch. All right, Rodriguez is a new man. Catches one while being hit. Oh, Trey Palmer's injured. And then breaks the tackle for an extra, like, 20. Oh, now he's going to the freaking locker room. Wow, we are really taking some hits here at key positions. These aren't just our backups, you know. These are all starters that we're losing. Romeo is very open. Took a little too long to throw, but it's going to be good enough. And maybe didn't do well enough on that sideline run, but down to the 3. 2 big plays for Romeo, leading to scoring drives probably, but will he actually get a touchdown himself? He had a run lined up, but they are pretty on it. And Morant looks good. Will hold on for the touchdown. Great drive. What's the injury looking like? Dislocated elbow. I don't think that's just a 1-week thing either. A lot of scoring in this first quarter, though. I still don't understand why all these injuries are just out of nowhere happening. Oh, they're going to call PI on perfect coverage. And I'm not talking about Riley Moss because I know it was technically us that did it. Where is the pass interference? Or illegal conduct? Call whatever the hell you want. Bull crap is what it is. Tell me what ref is calling this illegal contact. Like, who is the ref here? I mean, what? I mean, what do you mean? We carry him up a little bit. We're not holding him. Like, hands on his hip and nothing's being pulled. I mean, we're just on him. Synchronized coverage. And we lose a pick because of it. Oh, what a move. Oh, my God, please. Jacobs made that look too easy. To the second quarter. First down after what should have been a pick. Still going to be up by 10 with the ball at half. Yardage-wise, double them. But also double their injuries. Although double of 0 is still 0, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, call what you want. Oh, Mac. Oh, we got bumped, but that's all right. We forced him back inside. Mac cooked Sewell. This is the time to go a little bit of a mid-blitz. All right, this is the time for us to at least line up correctly, hopefully. Taking the shot. Taylor's on this. And that's going to be picked off. Oh, he breaks off the tackle. Craziest spin of all time to the 15-yard line. Pick Number 3 for Bryce Young. Unless my math ain't mathin', I believe he has thrown 25% of his season picks going in this game alone. And we're kind of forced to throw that slightly early, but still that ball should have been hit. It's the only incompletion we have. You know, there's not really like a whole lot they can do right. We're kind of all over them right now. Wise showing off that speed that he still has. Maybe shouldn't have tried to break that tackle. We just run in and we get the first down. Going after the double team on the superstar. Griffin's going to come in. We just need a yard. And he's really not going to get much help, but that should be a first down, barely. Once again, I mean, they got a lot of players like near the line of scrimmage, so the run game just doesn't feel great, but the pass game has been good anyways. And we hold on to the ball too long. I see Moran open, but I thought I could get the deeper routes. Otherwise, everything's just like a 2-yard throw. I just don't understand why they don't want to cover the short stuff. Like, do I just have to throw it short every single time? Morant's going to be open here. It's a perfect throw. On the money, over the shoulder. He could score with the speed that he has. Morant, one to beat, scores. 82 yards, actually. And the touchdown. 2 touchdowns of the day. Puts him at 15 on the season, I believe. Regardless, puts, Jadarius Lewis at 45 passing touchdowns on the season. Still don't know if he'll have a chance at MVP, and not really the most efficient touchdown-to-pick ratio in the world, but what a game so far. They do move the ball down a little bit, but it is a 3rd and 8, debatably outside of field goal range. Is he onside? He is. Thankfully, I thought I let him off. Trying to strip. Good tackle. I mean, we had our own, fish to fry underneath against the running back. Probably rather have him throw to the tight end than the running back in that case. Open field-wise, a little bit tougher to take down that running back. Oh, there's a lot of people beating their routes, and that will be a gain to the 13. Man coverage is actually kind of selling us a little bit. Once again, with this team, absolutely trust man coverage way more than zone. Oh, there goes Walt James, and we miss. There's no way. Good job, Riley. Oh, it should have been a sack. Walt James, like the rip inside. Didn't expect the off ball to have that kind of technique. Oh, it's a perfect throw, but a great defense. Going to lead to 3rd and 10. Also, are we going to ignore that insane jump that he had? Like, is that what we're doing? Bringing the blitz. Oh, and it works to perfection. Riley finishes what he started and actually finishes the sack, which will lead to a field goal. Let's see if Phillips wants to get a block. Will not. It'll be a 14-point deficit, though, with ball and with ball at half. You argue that very early into this 3rd quarter, depending on how this plays out, that the starters might come out. We walk off with a touchdown here. We're already up 21. And then in the second half, if we score on the opening drive, up 28 points, I think that's enough to bench the starters, because at this rate, with the amount of injuries we have, it is arguable that even continuing to have our starters out right now is a huge liability. I don't know what it is, but we have really just been unlucky with injuries. And the less we have them out there, the better it is for us, as Rodriguez finally gets some blocks. Oh, there he goes. All the way, huge hit down to the 41. Who says you can't run the ball close to the 2-minute warning? Probably actually not a lot. I would actually say most people wouldn't say something like that. We're going to hike it before the 2-minute warning, speaking of. And we gained about 4. It could have been so much more, though, if we just held our blocks for a little longer. Still going to be a nice play, though. We got the play action. Got the deeper routes to the non-number 1. Oh, wow. Is he going to hit it? He hits it perfectly, and Morant does the rest with all that speed. Juke move out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Only 1 missed throw so far in the first half. This is one of those, like, why would you show this now when you were really bad recently? Like, just hold this off for 1 more week. Do enough to win this game, but don't show them what you got. And I'm not sure how Morant's not catching that. I'm not sure why he's not going for that ball. And we got ourselves a little screen pass. Don't think we're going to have a chance to throw it to anyone else. They're kind of on this. Oh, the blocks are amazing, though. And broke the ankles again to the 15-yard line. Over 300 passing in the first half, by the way. Obviously, it does help when your run game is literally non-existent. We have not run the ball really much at all. Oh, that's a really good bait. That is an unbelievable. I don't understand how you carry someone up the field and pull off at the very last second to almost jump that. That is crazy. I thought he was stuck in engagement there, and he just wasn't. Kuntz could score. And he will score. Oh, my Lord. The offense has been on fire. Hell, depending on how they play this, they make a mistake and, throw like a pick or something. Maybe we don't even start our guys in the second half at all. This is a blowout so far. Oh, I wish he would have missed. Nick Jones has got some aggressiveness into him, but he does not have the weight that Cam does. Oh, could it be picked? I didn't know if we had the range on it. I did not want a one-play touchdown. What a swat. Did look like the way he ran up that he probably did have the pick, but I don't know, dude. That was close. And we miss. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do there. There's too many routes on the inside. Let's get Wilson down. Oh, that could be picked. I mean, I don't know what Bryce is doing. Like, half of his throws look pickable. Coverage has been decent, but there has been openings that he is just not throwing to, and he is just forcing it. Let's get Mac going. And that could be picked again, and that's why sometimes you go for that swat. Taylor gets mossed by Shaheed. And the drive continues. Once again, I don't know what the hell Bryce Young is doing. Or he's lucky that wasn't picked, really. See if Riley wants to come away with another pick. He's got a really good chance at Player of the Week with the start he's had. Oh, wow, there is nobody out there. And if he would have, done better with the footwork, he would have scored. We were just too shallow. So many picks this drive, along with all the other picks he's already thrown, and yet here they are in position to score. And Phillips all over that. What's the hit? Late hit, holding, whatever it is. It's a flag. It's going to be a holding call. I mean, yeah, we accept it. It drops him back very far. With only one timeout left, The options to score a touchdown and go out of bounds still are not the easiest. Well, maybe. And good enough swat. Ball took a little long to get there, but it was on target. Just another, tough ask on these receivers. And once again, the perfect little out throws. They've yet to really miss the throw. There's been some velocity concerns, sure. Yeah, I thought I did. I did think that I gave him too much ground to cover, and that would be a touchdown to Josh Jacobs. But with how spectacular our offense has been in this first half, 17 seconds and all three timeouts might be enough. And normally I would fair catch this, but we've had a couple of close calls, and it was a pretty short kick. Ends up working out for them. I mean, they gave us this play action before to Romeo Dobbs. Once again, just fell short of scoring, but if it's there, we're going to take it, which it's really not. Oh, wide open Bellinger, though. He's going to stay in bounds because, the timeout's not really going to do a whole lot. Or, going out of bounds there. So, do you not change this? Go for, the deep shot, one-on-one? This is going to go right across the face of the safety. Nah, they have the other safety backing up. We're going to get hit as we're throwing, not even have a chance. The safeties are gone. If we got that to Romeo, he might have had a foot race before the safety can get back. That might have been a touchdown. Either way, it'll be a 31-17 halftime score with us getting ball at half. And, man, not a whole lot of rushing from either side. It's been a gunslinger battle. They're not out of it, but at the same time, if we keep pressuring the way we have, I don't see how they can come back. And there's no point in changing anything that we've seen so far. Second half, Calvin Aussie's been kind of close. Keep on giving him a chance until it's a liability. Which, so far, once again, he's so close, but he can never get past the 31 or the 32. It has been really spectacular to see. And didn't really get the push we wanted from the guard, but Rodriguez makes the most of it. Well, the pass game has been spectacular. At the same time, I still believe in our run game, so why wouldn't I go for it? I'll still run it here. Outside, we break free. We got some blockers. Kind of, not really. They split their blocks. They should have each taken their original guy. And then we had to work around them. They didn't do that well. There was a real opportunity there. And with the way our pass game's going, if you give up a big rushing touchdown right after that, that's just... this is... Oh, my God, that's going to be picked off. Why did Morant just stop? That is all Morant. There is zero fault of Jadarius. 100% on Morant. Running free, and he stops. I don't get that decision. Perfect throw. Just bad receiver decision. Once again, should know when to, give up, and not just that, but, quit while you're ahead. But you see the DB kind of slow down. He's not, or whoever, linebacker, whatever. He's not going to follow this through unless the guy covering Kuntz turns around and sees it. Morant's got an opening, and he just stops. No one else on the field stops except for him. I don't understand the decision there. 100% Morant's fault. No arguing it. There's just no debate. It's all him. And, I mean, there should be somebody doing something. What a tackle by Cam, but, I mean, nobody getting off their blocks at all. The game is once again open, though, because of the interception. Don't know how he just decided to stop. I'm not really sure what he saw. Free rush. Not going to get there. What a try. And now I think they're going to realize that the pass game's not that free for these scores as they thought. So they're going to maybe run the ball, which is why we're going to press blitz. And Williams made it look too easy. Going to keep it, about the same. Bring in more blitzes as they have a lot of players on the line of scrimmage. Don't see how this is anything but a run. And is that our job? I don't feel like it was. Maybe it was. I mean, we're keeping them, I wouldn't even say guessing, but we're keeping them on their toes at these blitzes. Go with mid this time. And Cam Jones will get him. There you go. We are applying the pressure on Bryce. And we're going to be bringing the blitz again, but with Riley's athleticism, we're going to drop him back. And he's playing the deep safety, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it. And Gleason! Oh, would have been a half away if he would have got that sack. Either way, they're still going to be forced to punt it anyways. Bet you their punt unit argues that he probably should have taken the sack. Would have been an easier punt for them. And it's to the 16. Yeah, I mean, I argue that would have been easier without the short yardage. You know, just outside of field goal range and a little bit too close for a really, really good punt. Inside handoff. Breaks free for a 5. Not really free, but breaks inside. Inside handoff. There's something just like kind of off about this play. I don't even know if Romeo Doubs is a real route. I try to go to him. What a move. Double move inside for 6. Unbelievable. Just genuinely wouldn't let me throw back to Romeo. One would argue because it was, like I said, maybe like a decoy route, but I mean, he was open. There was 2 blockers, 2 defenders. I mean, it's freaking Kuntz, dude. And I don't know what the flag's going to be. It could be on us, could be on them, could be a hold, could be a late hit. They're going to call pass interference on the defense. I mean, it is Baron Browning deep in coverage against one of the league's best tight ends. Comeback doesn't really look on, but we're going to trust it because it's Morant. Throws a little shallow. But Morant doesn't cut sharp enough there to get back to that. There should have been a little bit better of an opening for him there, and he just didn't really run back speedily enough. And we got some pretty good blocks. Romeo Doubs. There goes Griffin. Look at him bowling through everyone to the 16. Nice set of blocks. Maybe once again being a little bit too aggressive. Clock's almost into the 4th quarter, already up by 14. Anything but realistically a pick, fumble, whatever, wins you the game. You know, a field goal, it's enough. But we don't know when to quit. We don't know when to say enough is enough. We see a chance at a touchdown, we take that chance. And Kuntz is inside with a really big hit. Goes backwards on his own accord, but no, they're going to say the momentum was stopped. I'm going to say I know Kuntz pretty well, and I'm going to be honest, I think he just got away with it. I think that was him doing. Perfect throw. Morant holds on. Number 3 for Morant and potentially the dagger. Unfortunate missed extra point leads it to a 20-point game. Probably doesn't matter too much, but it's still something that could come back to haunt us. But obviously this needs to be a touchdown drive, and then it needs to be another touchdown drive, and then another one to the running back. That's not really going to get you too far. All right, it is that 4th quarter now. 3rd and 10 from the 29-yard line. A field goal is just not going to cut it. Can't get off the block, try to swat. Oh, there's going to be a run lane, and we did not do the best, but he does get hammered to the 15. Okay, we got a lot going on here. You're kind of on the wrong side, Wilson. That's really not going to be a great play for them. We baited that thing out. 0 yards, but a lot of clock. You can try to bait him out again. Late play with the safety into the tight end area. Oh, it's going to actually be a run. And, I mean, we just got blocked out of the play, but we did slow Jacobs down enough to not give him the free touchdown. And that's the best win we could get in that situation. We were beat, and we found a way to at least somewhat stack the odds in our favor. And we need a little bit quicker, but once again, first down, but more clock wasted. Considering you need multiple onside kicks to win this game, it seems. Maybe you go for that onside kick right away. And we're not going to get there, but we get the help. Walt James and company is going to keep this thing out of the end zone. Keeping the score, you know, the same way it has been this long with this clock dripping away is really not good for them. And back of the end zone will catch the touchdown, baited us out with that play action. And they've decided they're going to kick it deep unless it's a fake. No fake out here. Shouldn't even be returning this kick, but once again, we've had some chances. Not this time. Nice spin move. Play action bootleg. Let's see what we got cooking for ourselves. And that almost could have been a bait out, but Patrick Surtain has just made a couple of errors by an inch that has led to some big plays. I definitely thought we got baited out there. A little sweep action for Wise, who will get no help and lose yards. Once again, we probably could play just the safe game of just running the clock out, playing some defense. We've done a pretty good job of that so far, especially when you get blocks like this. Went inside with it because I felt like we would guarantee the first down going inside. Outside would have been more yards potentially, but that was potential versus guarantee in my mind. And with that being said, we were right, and it will lead to a first down. Morant should catch it. I mean, he's in the zone. Gains about 5. Trying to keep him guessing with, you know, play actions and runs and passes and a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, once again, we're talking about really low percentages, but realistically, that extra point did keep them somewhat in the game. You know, if they end up getting the stop to force the field goal, which they probably will, because once again, I think there's levels to it. It's not all about, you can't just be too cocky. Sometimes you got to play the numbers a little bit, waste the clock, and do all that jazz. But the field goal keeps them in a 2-possession game, and unfortunately for them, we don't even need the field goal, as Rodriguez could score. Showing off the speed, goes out of bounds, but when you're getting to, you know, you're getting to run like that down to the 4, potentially driving in for the touchdown, it's worth it. Thought we maybe had the angle for the touchdown. It's a hell of an effort. And Rodriguez scores. We win the game. Unbelievable performance by the offense today. I mean, really, outside of Morant slowing down and stopping on that interception, it was a perfect game. We had Graves in on the 2-point conversion, see if he can maybe like sprint out, make something crazy happen. Did we go one-on-one with Patrick Surtain, actually? That's a really good throw for Surtain to pick off. Knocked out of bounds. Not going to turn it into anything. And of course, when we're not there, they're like the greatest team of all time. Why wouldn't they be? What a hit by Riley. Oh my God. That hit was vicious. Can we finish this thing out with no Wilson? With no Wilson. And he holds on to that. Wow, what a touchdown. All right, I'm once again not really sure what this lineup is because they're considering the hands team. Like, I get it, you're you know, trying to set up that seal, but you're considering the hands team with Wise in the front. Like, if the ball is kicked shallow, our slot receiver is the guy. I don't know if I trust that. I guess those guys are possessions. Maybe. I might just be talking a load of crap. I'm going to run one more time with the Griffin in this game. What a move. Oh, my God, the acceleration. 4 yards gain on that was beautiful. And we're going to finish the season strong, winning 43-31. What a performance by the offense. Pretty good job by the defense. And we will lock up the #1 seed, which we really need. You know, we got some injured players. Trey Palmer added to the list that could return in the playoffs. So the less games we have to play, the less chances of getting eliminated before they return. And it can only be a good thing. Obviously, Jadarius Lewis with that 1 pick sucks because maybe he gets a player of the week. Still probably does get it, but maybe a breakout, something like that. But that pick could hold him back. You never know. Bryce Young is lucky to have those numbers. He should have thrown so many more picks. Rodriguez was great. Griffin had a couple of nice plays. Jacobs was okay. Morant was obviously unbelievable outside of that really poor decision that led to a pick. Romeo Dowza, 2 massive plays. Cam Jones, 2 sacks. Riley with a sack, a pick. And, yeah, that is how that game will end. And the season as a whole. And 1 new injury. It's going to be a long one. It might be for the rest of the season. 2 weeks. Okay, so 1 week, technically 0, because we have the bye week coming up. So, yeah, Trey Palmer will be back for the divisional round, which is great. But unstoppable force, which we obviously got with 3 turnovers forced. They only want us to have 2, so You know, talked about the caliber defense that we can be. +5 hit power for the next 2 games. All DBs will have +5 catching for the next 3 games, I think it said. And then 5+ morale, all defensive players. That was a pretty damn good game. I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that. The wildcard round and then the divisional round. I don't know if we'll have a stats and awards video or if it'll just be included in the divisional round. Obviously, you know, we could lose the very first game in the divisional, or we could win all the way through the Super Bowl. But the one thing is for sure, win or lose, it will be a standalone episode for the divisional round. So we'll see if we put stats and awards in. But regardless, the divisional round will be a 1-game episode on 10-minute quarters. It's a whole new breed as it is the playoffs now. But yeah, landed that bye week, which will help our guys get healthier, obviously. And we will have Trey Palmer back. I think we're still going to be missing Ronnie and Cordell, but I mean, we were pretty decent without him anyways. So, I mean, this team, we talked about it after the offseason was over. This is easily the deepest team we've had, and I mean, it's showing right now when we need them most. So, I'm definitely proud of those guys, and hopefully we can win out and maybe hoist a Lombardi trophy. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this regular season, you enjoyed this episode specifically, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. Probably going to be, you know, an episode of something tomorrow. Could it be the stats and awards on its own? Could it be the playoffs with the stats and awards? Could it be both? I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, don't know why I turned into Bane there. See ya. I don't know what that is.